Today on Trend. This Colwood condo is a hidden gem. Color, function, and design is what Incredible Homes is all about. Susanna gives us some tips on selling a home during a pandemic. We're here in one of my favorite hidden gems, Colwood. It has so much beachfront property and great castles, lots of amenities and new developments. Ingrid, tell us a little bit more about this property.
Welcome to Ocean Grove, Amy, and this is definitely a hidden gem. You're absolutely right. The opportunities that this building projects from the waterfront location to the water view and lifestyle, it's really, really quite unique. And I don't think a lot of not only locals, but even out-of-town buyers are really keyed into what the opportunities present here in Colwood.
It's funny because there's so much going on here, yet it's very quiet, and I don't think you necessarily even notice it.
And this outlook from your top floor penthouse that we have offered here today, it really is a unique setting. Your steps from the natural sanctuary with beautiful walking trails, easy biking, and you're just about a 5-minute walk down to the Esquimalt Lagoon.
And let's talk about your other neighbor for a second. Not just anywhere, could you look off your patio and see a castle?
And Hatley Castle is synonymous with the history of Victoria. Just the presence that it offers and sits so proud on overlooking the beautiful waterfront, and the grounds and the gardens and the tours that you can take, and they're all open to the public. It really is, again, a little bit of a hidden secret.
And there's so much beautiful parkland here as well. I mean, you can go down to the lagoon and have all of the food trucks there with the live bands and have so much vibrancy during a normal time.
And that's something that's just been created the last few years, and again shows the opportunities that Colwood and the progressiveness that they're trying to build within their long-time community here. And it's really showing, and it's paying off. It's attracting a whole demographic of buyers, from younger families to out-of-towners coming in, and again realizing what this waterfront West Coast lifestyle offers, yet at a little bit more of an affordable price point when you're comparing it to other waterfront locations closer to the core.
Well, I love heading down there to the beach and playing volleyball with my friends, or just having a picnic. It's so phenomenal.
And just the walk on waterfront and the sandy beach frontage, again, you don't really find that very often along the more rocky, waterfront locations. And the driftwood art, we'll have to go and take a picture of that, because it's absolutely stunning what they've created in that seascape environment.
Just from all of the elements around them. Let's talk about this particular property for a second. It is such a great condo. It really has beautiful views, but then lots of good finishes on the interior too.
Definitely. Ocean Grove, even though it's coming up a little over 10 years old, they were very progressive with their level of construction. All of the homes include central air conditioning, which is again quite unique. Very well built by local renowned farmer construction. There's 3 buildings in the complex, and they all share a lovely clubhouse recreation facility as well. And this particular penthouse being a corner unit, you really are just maximizing the light and the ocean views. And this square footage, being only 900 square feet, really is a great example though of how you can design efficiently.
And it really is turnkey. The owners added so many great design touches to tie in with the ones that are already still relevant. It's 10 years old, but the granite, the tile, everything still looks beautiful.
And the selection of the neutral tones and the quality product really sets a great example of what timeless design offers, and the longevity that it shows even with an older condo.
I really like the layout too, because you have a good sized bedroom with ensuite, and then the den allows you to work from home, which so many of us are having to do right now. So much light comes into the dining room and living room, and then I love that it's a gas fireplace. And actually gas cooking too.
And that's a definite plus. There's not as many condos that are offering that complete package. And you're right, it does offer that flexibility where you could actually set it up as a guest bedroom, even / home office. And you're right, with more people working from home, this type of flexible, practical layout really does give you an opportunity to be able to live and work in such a beautiful environment. I think what I love about the beauty of this condominium at Ocean Grove, it does offer just the great package of not only flexible space from an inside environment, but being so close to all that Colwood offers with the lifestyle and the West Coast exposure. It really is a great, perfect package.
I agree. We're here in the beautiful new showroom of Centra Windows. And Joe, let's talk windows.
Yeah, thanks for coming by today. Yeah, this is our beautiful brand new showroom here on 865 Van Isle Way. Yeah, Centra Windows, we're a 100% employee-owned company. Yeah, we just built this new showroom. We moved in November of this year. So we're super excited to have a lot more room to display all of our beautiful product.
And there really are lots of beautiful displays. What are some of the trending designs that you're seeing right now?
One of the biggest comebacks that we're seeing is window grid.
Right.
With windows getting much larger in buildings, with all these beautiful views that we have in Victoria, we're seeing a lot of different types of grids. So the three types that we have are internal grid is the first type.
Right.
And internal grid is installed in between the panes of glass.
What's the advantage of that?
So it's much easier to clean your windows. So you still get that classic look, and you can still wipe your windows clean. You don't have to go around all these bars. So
because that would drive me crazy.
Drive a lot of people nuts. So that's one of the preferences that people choose internal grid source.
And I'm seeing a lot of these being used in sort of a more traditional style home.
That's right. That's correct. So looking at the traditional style as well, and that's where you'll see the external grid. That's the second type, where it's a stuck-on mullion on the outside and the inside as well.
Right.
So that gives you that that extra dimension, a little bit more of an analog feel to your that classic look.
And can you choose how many mullions you want for the pattern?
You can do any vertical or horizontal pattern that you'd like.
And what's the third design?
And the third design, so that's what we call SDL, or simulated divided lights.
Okay.
And what that is a combination of both internal and external grid. And what that does is an energy efficient way of creating the look of actually separate lights within your window. So that's what's modeled here in this window. As you can see, it actually looks like separate panes of glass.
Right.
But it's actually not, it's one pane of glass.
Oh, tricky.
Yeah, so super neat.
Okay, one design trend that I'm doing a lot right now, and I'm in love with it, is the black window.
Yes, we can talk about that next.
So beautiful and slick. It's just like a frame.
And this is one of our hottest sellers right now. This is our black color shield window. So our black color shield window is actually a co-extruded black vinyl window.
Okay.
So it's not painted.
And so that's still the durability of the vinyl.
Absolutely, yeah. So that co-extruded process, basically it's a layer of black vinyl that goes over top, and it's molecular bonded to that white vinyl window. So there's lots of durability advantages to that. There's no fading, no cracking, no chipping, no peeling, and you don't have to worry about any maintenance on that paint if it was a painted product.
And with these, you can do a black on the exterior and white on the interior.
That's correct. So
although I'm a big believer of black on the interior as well.
And we can do that as well. So any one of our lines you can do painted out and painted in product as well. And we have a really good durable painted product as well.
The most important thing about a window though is the glass, clearly. So tell me a little bit about this science experiment.
What we have here is a little display showing a bunch of different low-E coating technologies and how they can affect your home. So not selecting the right glass for your home can cause some really serious overheating issues in the summertime and some really uncomfortable winters. So what we like to do is select the right low-E coatings for the right house.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for shedding some light on the subject,
Thanks for coming
Joe.
in today.
Welcome to our outdoor oasis. This is the space that we spend the majority of our time in the summer. It's a great place to entertain for our family and friends. One of the hurdles that you run into with rooftop patios like this is the extreme heat. You're exposed to the sun, so having a really great umbrella to kind of go with the changes in the heat is a great idea. This one works really well because it has LED lights in it as well, so you're really set up for the nighttime experience. It's great out here at night, especially with the fire pit. One thing that really bugged me about this previously, before we did a little DIY, was the inset. So it came with this sort of charcoal rock, and I just kind of felt like it looked generic and a little bit boring. So I spray painted it a bit darker, and then I added this West Coast river rock, which you can buy anywhere as part of a kit. We've also added a lot of plants to the space. Windsor Plywood delivered the materials, and we built this great shelf for herbs, and I've got tomato plants there, so you can actually grow some food up on your patio. We've also created some really great little settings. I've used this outdoor area carpet to kind of protect the flooring, because without it, you get a lot of maybe rust coming from the fireplace or wear and tear to your deck. And it also just adds a little bit of warmth to the space and defines it. Of course, we have these loungers here as well so that you can enjoy the sun and kick back like Milo always does. These armchairs are great because they have little ottomans that tuck in under them, so you can hide everything away from the wind when it comes up. I really tried to bring the indoors out and created a nice cozy conversation area. These outdoor cushions are phenomenal because it makes it feel like a nice warm living room setting, but they will stand up to the elements. Add a lot of layers, add some color, tie it in, bring in the blossoms and the green from the trees, and really make it your own oasis. I'm so excited to share this cutting edge kitchen with you today. Sean, you guys had a huge part in this.
Yes, we did, and I'm really excited to show it to you.
You guys have been in business for a long time, so you really know the product and the design in and out.
We do. 28 years this year, and we're really excited and pleased that so many people have supported us through this challenging year.
And you're locally owned, so it's even more important for the support.
Yes, same owners, 28 years.
But you've really diversified your portfolio over the last year or two, because now you're doing kitchens.
Really, just 2 years that we've been doing kitchens, and look at this.
It's stunning. This is so custom.
It's an example of what we really can put together for a client.
So the first thing I noticed is the custom color. Did the client just come to you and decide that? Or?
100%. We worked with Marcus Ludwig on this project, and he definitely had a strong idea of what he wanted this kitchen to look like. Colors, function, and design.
And it really ties in so nicely, even with the vaulted ceiling, it just has such impact. This was a great example of a client that already had a vision, but then your designers came in and made it a reality.
That's right. Marcus Ludwig brought this into us on a piece of paper, hand-drawn.
Yeah.
And our tech team took it, drew it in CAD, of course, so that we could show every inch of space used and revisit it a little bit till we got to this beautiful space.
And it really is so unique because they're actually going with a portable induction instead of a cooktop and things that you can't just do with product out of a box.
That's correct. And this is a truly custom kitchen and designed with, as you see behind me, a cooking station as opposed to a cooktop. And the clients are able to use a variety of induction plates and Instapots and other appliances that are very popular right now and appeal to really changing diets in families.
And really planning out every square inch of the kitchen with them so that the work triangle works well and every drawer it's a home for utensils or tools. It's all thought of ahead of time.
Truly thought out ahead of time.
The appliances really were such a huge part of this design. How did you accommodate everything?
Well, you know, what we always ask is for appliances to be chosen before we finalize design. I don't sell appliances, but I tell you, they are a huge consideration in every one of our projects. This beautiful fridge freezer that we have in here and the Sharp microwave drawer complete the function of this kitchen. So this kitchen truly is the entire space that we see. We've got living area, dining area, working area, all in one beautiful room.
And it's not just kitchens that you do. You guys are so well known for your working closets. That's such an important space to have highly organized, beautiful, and functional.
Yeah, it really is the cornerstone of our business.
From the moment I stepped into this room, it just has such a comfortable, great feel to it.
It really does. You know, from cooking, casual dining to living, this beautiful kitchen has it all.
Go global with Newport Realty and Christie's International. In the most carefree corner of the Caribbean, you'll find the Cayman Islands. For the elegance, the adventure, or for tranquility, the Cayman Islands are for the discerning seeker. There are no corporate, income, capital gains, inheritance, sales, or property taxes on the Cayman Islands, and no restriction of foreign ownership of land. Here's the benefits of a resort lifestyle with the privacy of owning a beachfront condo in the heart of 7 Mile Beach. This 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom property is adjacent to the 5-diamond Kimpton Seafire Resort. Enjoy the private rooftop terrace with outdoor kitchen and a full-time concierge. Included are all the facilities of the neighboring resort. Bank financing is available from Canadian banks for qualified international buyers. I'm Dirk Vanderwall, going global with Newport Realty and Christie's International.
Here we are in the Inner Harbor, overlooking Fisherman's Wharf. Could it get any better than this?
It's not even a great day in Victoria, but we're standing outside and it's beautiful.
Susanna, it's so great to be visiting with you. You've been in real estate for such a long time and you're a wealth of knowledge.
Well, thank you. Yes, I've been in real estate about 10 years. I was actually born on Salt Spring Island. So I'm an island girl all the way. And yes, I've been listing and selling for about 10 years. Raised my children here in Victoria. And so I know most areas of Victoria, but I'm always still discovering new areas.
And speaking of Victoria, does it get any better than this? It feels like a tropical vacation.
We are. I mean, look, today it's not actually a fantastic day, but we're still standing outside and it's very pleasant. Beautiful.
Warm and
and look at this beautiful view we have here.
This condo that we're standing at right now is a great example of some of your listings. It's so beautiful and it's just so well done.
It is. This is a 1989 building. You see brick facing. And what I really like about some of the older buildings, as we'll see when we go inside, is how spacious it is. And solid as well. So, you know, when you're inside, you really don't hear the outside, and you actually have minimal sound transfer between rooms as well, which is lovely.
And the layouts are often a lot larger, and you can kind of do whatever you want with the finishes to update them. This one doesn't need anything.
It had a little bit of, it had some updating in the last 5 years. This seller actually, they took out one of the walls, and I think that's what's nice about these solid concrete is that you can move some walls within reason, and that just adds to the potential for whatever the seller wants.
And that's what I love. I mean, it's nice to move into a new dwelling, nobody else has lived there, new finishes and such, but I like to put in what I want. If you really want those high-end finishes, this lends itself to that.
Yes, because you're right on the waterfront, you have these beautiful views that whatever you put into these condos, generally you'll probably see back in resale.
And this would be the great kind of hub for isolation as well. As you know, we've had to change everything the last few months and probably for the next few months. Yes. I wouldn't mind staying here.
Exactly. You feel like, why would I want to leave?
That's right.
And that's the nice thing about having all these beautiful windows that you see. And I think that sometimes with this, having to stay in, there could be that sense of isolation a little bit.
Right.
So there's something really comforting about having these buildings that are actually close by, is that you can feel like you're close without, you know, having people definitely looking in on you. We have some beautiful blinds here, the silhouette blinds. So the blinds go up and down at different times of the day for a little bit more privacy. But then you're right on this walkway and you can walk. And I think that even when we're in having to shelter at home, you can still go outside for a little bit of exercise, and you can here. You don't have to get in your car.
Yes.
And that's what's nice again about some of these older buildings, is you have off-street parking.
Right.
And I think some of these things, and there's 2 elevators in this building, which I think is important as well, because in some buildings when you are having to stay inside and there's only 1 elevator, you can either only go up or go down. So you're using those stairs a lot if you got groceries and things like that. So again, that's what's really nice about some of these older buildings, these little features that aren't important, suddenly becomes super important when we're spending a lot of time at
So
our
what
place.
is the selling and buying process like in real estate right now during the COVID?
Well, we're having to do a lot more online exposure. So for my listings, I tend to do a complete walkthrough video. And you know what? They are a little bit folksy because it's just me with a camera. But I tend to open cupboards and go down to the parquet, all those unsexy things like the recycling room and the storage locker, which you sometimes don't see in other videos.
But they're
I think
super
that's super
important.
Because, you know, people are doing all their online searching more
That's
than
right.
before. But we're always available through email and phoning, and I certainly would come over to a property that I have listed, and somebody could call me and we could walk through doing FaceTime. So I think it's been a learning curve for everybody. We do a lot more online signing of documents,
Right.
and we're not meeting as much in person. So it's an exciting time too. It gives us an opportunity to try all sorts of new technology that we didn't necessarily do before.
Yeah,
And
it's forcing you to do that advancement.
Yes, and I don't particularly like seeing myself on camera, but you know what, we have to do it. So you just have to kind of go, you know what, we're doing it. We wear our masks, we wear our gloves, we do everything that we need to do when we're around people to make people feel safe. But ultimately, boots on the ground are important. You're still
Right.
going to have people, at the end of the day, will maybe do an offer subject to being able to actually walk through it at the end.
And then just taking all those proper precautions,
Yes.
sanitizing between viewings and
Yes.
making sure that everybody's very careful.
Yes, and and showing fewer properties every day.
Right.
And it also comes to the comfort of the seller, whether they're still living there, whether it's vacant property. So there's a whole list that we follow, and you know what? That's the reality. So let's do it.
And you're so great at taking care of your clients and just giving that extra customer service, making them really feel at home.
Well, you want to, right? I mean, that's what makes you referable, and you hope that somebody says, you know what, I had a really great experience with Susanna, and I'm going to refer her. But most of my clients, I adore them, and I want to keep up with their family as they move forward. And people that move to Victoria are great people.
It's true.
Yep.
And why wouldn't you want to be
Why
here?
would you not want to be here?
Mm-hmm.